afternoon, Year 5. It is great to be with you today. Today we're going to be learning about energy and forces. And as part of that, you guys are going to be learning how to submit work onto iLearn. I hope you're comfortable. Hope you've had a nice big glass of water. You're not too tired from sitting around in your chair and that you're ready to go. The first thing that I'm going to need you to do today is to go onto the iLearn page that you should have actually gotten to this video from. So hopefully you're still there. And what I need you to do is to actually download this Word document. You are going to need this Word document today if you're wanting to complete this lesson. And trust me, you want to, because there is a prize for today's lesson. If you complete it, you go into the running for a prize. So make sure you're downloading that Word document now and that you have it open as you watch this video today. We are going to be pausing the video and stopping and filling out some things on this sheet as an introduction to our science topic for this term. All right, if you've downloaded that, you're ready to go. Let's go. So today, like I said, we are going to be learning about energy and forces. Now for me, I get a lot of my energy from this beautiful cup of coffee over here. Not this one specifically, but I get a lot of energy from coffee and caffeine. That's not the type of energy though that we are going to be talking about this term. So let's go and find out more. So our learning goal for today is that students will demonstrate what they already know about electronic circuits. So there you go. This lesson is going to be a piece of cake for you guys. You just have to demonstrate what you already know. As well as that, another kind of side learning goal is that you will learn to submit tasks on iLearn. Now, I know you've been doing a lot of work on OneNote and you're probably masters of that by now. But as you are going to go into the higher grades of school, you will need to use iLearn. You might have even been using it a little bit since we've been working from home. Today, I'm just going to show you guys how to submit your work onto iLearn so that it is more organized and that your teachers can give you feedback more effectively. Alrighty, let's have a look. So our first activity today is kind of like a guess what the items are. So what are all these weird looking parts and what do they do? So what I want you to do is this. After you've had a good look at these parts, pause the video, go to your Word document and fill out what each of these items is. Now, if you don't know, you can leave it blank, but if you think you know what one of those things is, you can write it down. Now, I can see some weird looking metal tubes and I'm not sure, these kind of look familiar over here. This looks a bit like a spring. I've actually written that as an example on your Word document, that the first thing that I saw was this spring here. What can you see? Pause the video now and write down your answers. All right. If you are back with us, it's because you've paused the video, you've written down your answers. Let's have a look and see what all of these parts are. Okay, let's have a look. We've got a bipin socket, a G4 bipin bulb. Oh, a bulb. That's giving me a bit of a hint. We've got an aluminium reflector. Oh, more hints. A glass lens. Oh, yep, I think I definitely know what this is now. A switch modified for camless reflector. Yeah, and some batteries. I think that what we have got here is a flashlight, or in Australia, we call a torch. All of these components combine together to make a torch. Now that's kind of what we're looking at this term, isn't it? Energy and forces. We need energy to actually create a circuit and to make the circuit do something. So this leads me to letting you guys know that this term we are going to be learning all about electrical circuits in order to create a battery operated model at the end of the unit. So what kind of things... and we're also going to be learning about what kind of things that a battery operated model could do. Now, your activity for today is to actually record 4 ideas of what a battery powered model could do on your own worksheet. So the activity is, what kind of things could a battery operated model do? And record the 4 ideas that you think that your model by the end of this term will be able to do. So if you've been in my classes a few years ago now, I think I definitely can remember teaching you guys with little bits. And those were examples of electronic circuits, and those models, the things that we made there, were able to do some different things. Now, hopefully you're able to remember some of those things, but if not, I've put some pictures on here just to help your memory out a little bit, and one here as well. These are examples of different models that have different abilities or purposes. And so what I want you to do is think about the battery operated circuits that you know that you might have at home or around the house, and then think about what we might be able to get a battery powered model to do. So what I want you to do is to go to your worksheet, which should look an awful lot like this, and go to this second activity. What kind of things I need to write? What kind of things could a battery operated model do? And record what 4 ideas. Now I wrote blow a fan because I remember when we did our little bits, we were able to get our little bit circuits to start spinning our fan quite effectively. All right, pause the video now and write down your 4 ideas. Okay, you're back with me. That means that you're ready to go on to the next part of the lesson. Activity 3. Again, it's on your worksheet. What I want you to do, and this is really the point of the lesson today, is for me to find out what you already know. What I want you to do is answer these 2 questions, and then there's 2 more after that. The first 2 questions are this. What do you think you know about how energy is transferred and transformed in an electrical circuit? And I want you to write down as much detail as possible. So think about the flashlight and the different parts of that flashlight. Think about how you think energy is transferred and transformed in an electrical circuit. Now, on the sheet, I actually wrote an example. I wrote down one fact that I know, that energy can be stored up in a battery. And so maybe you could write down about how that energy goes from the battery to power the light, or what you think a switch does. Or why a torch doesn't work when there aren't any batteries in it. Think about all types of energy and different circuits that you know of, and write down what you think you know about how energy is transferred and transformed. The second question is, what do you want to know? So how energy is transformed and transferred and transformed in an electrical circuit, it kind of makes sense, but there are some things that I'm sure that you couldn't explain fully. And so there's lots of potential for us to learn some things this term and to be able to find answers to those questions. Now, the answer I wrote down was, how do they get energy into a battery? I know that a battery can power a circuit, but how do they actually get the energy in there in the first place? Now, you might have a question like that. It might be something like, how does a switch stop the battery from pushing energy around the circuit? Or how do circuits work? How do we connect the battery to the light? Things like that. So write down as many questions or things that you want to find out. And then once you've done that, come back to the video and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, the next 2 questions are this. We're still in activity 3 and we are writing down, it's kind of similar to the first part of activity 3 rather. We are going to be answering those same 2 questions again. What do you think you know and what do you want to know? But this time it's a bit different. What do you think you know about sources of energy used to create electricity? So what do you think you know about sources of energy used to create electricity? Now, I wrote down, I know that sources of energy used to create electricity includes gas. I know that because my hot water system at home heats up the water by using gas. And so I assume that we can use gas to actually power circuits as well. Now, you might know something about sources of energy. Maybe you've got a parent that works in a coal mine. And you might have heard them talking about how we use coal for energy. Or maybe at home you've had some solar panels installed on your roof. What kind of source of energy do solar panels absorb? All right, pause the video now and write down everything that you think you know about sources of energy and what sources of energy are used to create electricity. Okay, the final question for today. What do you want to know about sources of energy used to create electricity? So in that first part, you're writing down what you already know. Now is your opportunity to ask some questions. So what do you want to know? Now for me, I really want to know, how do we convert wind into energy that we can use to power things? I'm sure that you've seen those giant wind turbines as you've driven through the countryside. And have any of you wondered, how do we turn that wind into electricity? That's an interesting question. I'd love to find the answer to that. Maybe you've got a question like that as well, like how do we absorb energy through solar panels? Where does the energy come from? How does it get absorbed and turned into energy that we can store and use to power different objects? So that is your job right now, to write down 4 questions about sources of energy and how do we use them to create electricity. Okay, once you have finished that, come back to this video for the final part of today's lesson. All right, boys and girls, this is where it gets super interesting. If you've gotten this far, well done, congratulations. You are about to potentially be rewarded for your hard work. Because I'm so excited about you being able to put your work onto iLearn, I have decided that normally I give out lollies and prizes in class, but I can't do that because you guys are all at home. So I thought maybe I could get an Amazon gift card and give it to draw someone's name out of a hat if they're successful in getting all of the activities done for today. So what I'm going to do is show you something that is super important. And if you do the extra, you might even win a gift card. It's not guaranteed, but you'll go into the running for one. Here you can see I've got a picture of iLearn. And there's actually 2 tasks that we need to submit today. The first one is your worksheet that you should have just been completing. And what you need to do to be able to submit your worksheet is you need to press this button up here to save your work. And so for me, I'll have to save as because I've already saved it. And so you can save it wherever you like. And when you've saved it, that will mean that you'll be able to find it to upload it. The next step, after you've saved your work, you've got all your answers there and you've saved your work, you've written your name on the sheet, you've pressed save, you can close out of your worksheet. And what I need you to do then is to go back to this page where you actually got your worksheet from in the first place. Now this is an iLearn lesson activity, and this is actually where you're able to submit your work. And so what we do on this page is that we press on this button here that says create submission. So everyone look at this, create submission. When we click on that, it gives us an option to either write our work in there, or we can click or drag here to attach files. That's what we want to do. We want to click or drag here to attach files. So I'm going to click on that, and here we go. It lets me, I have to press it again, but it actually lets me find my file. And you can see here it is, Year 5 Worksheet 1, Term 2. And I can press open, and there it is. It's uploaded. I press the upload button, it'll upload my file. And from there, I might need to make my window a little bit smaller so that you can see it. From there, I can press submit for assessment. Now, this is not an assignment. It is just a work task, but this is what you press to let me know that you've actually put that work on iLearn for me to check. So once you've done that, you can see a submission by Mr. Hugh McIntyre. I hope I get top marks. And I'm able to see your work straight away. Now, where it gets interesting is this. I'll get out of this for you. Like I said, there's 2 tasks for you to complete today. That's because I want you to get extra practice in, and you only go into the running if you do both of them. So, and remember guys, I can't give you lollies because I'm not at school, but on Amazon, there's Tim Tams that you can buy. So, Amazon gift card could be of great value to you during this tough time, staying at home, potentially running out of snacks. What I've done right now is I've gone to one of your classes' iLearn pages, and you should all have this at the top of your iLearn page. You have all of your subjects there, and in science, I have put both of these lessons. So the first one is the KWL answers to prove you are the smartest 11-year-olds in the whole wide world. That is the first task that I just submitted. The second one here is a bonus task, and this is what you do to go into the running to win that gift card. When you click on this, it looks a bit different. There isn't as much information, but it does have that create submission button, and so you can click on that to create that submission. So it says here, in the box below, tell me your favorite thing about doing school from home for a chance to win the prize. So I'm going to press create submission, and then I'm actually able to type in here. And so I'm going to write my favorite thing is, let's see. Being able to sleep in a little later in the morning. So that's what I think my favorite thing. I might even write that in a full sentence answer. How about that? So my favorite thing about school from home is being able to sleep in a little later in the morning. And I'm going to submit that by going down to the bottom of the page. Got to make it smaller again so I can fit it into my recording window and submit for assessment. And just like that, I've put my answer in, and that will show your teachers that you've submitted that work as well. Now, if we go back to 5G, you can actually see that both of my assessments have been uploaded. So in here, I've got my worksheet. And if I go back, my bonus task is still in there as well. So that's what I've just been able to show you guys. Now, I understand that this might be pretty complicated for some of you, and you might need to get your mums and dads to help you out. Or if you need extra help, I actually am in the Year 5 and 6 help desk, the teacher tutorial from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock every single day, Monday through to Friday. So if you want extra practice, or if you want me to show you how to do this again, feel free to watch the video a second time or jump onto the help desk and I'll be able to help you out. Thank you so much for your hard work, Year 5. I really appreciate it. I miss your faces. I hopefully will see you guys soon, and I hope that we have a really fun time exploring energy and forces this term. All right, guys, stay safe, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.